I want you to imagine a classroom, not a quiet one, but a real one. We know they're never quiet. 25, maybe 30 children, fans humming, bright fluorescent lights, chairs scraping. In one corner, there's a little boy who avoids eye contact. A little girl blots out answers before the teacher finishes the instructions. Another child rocks gently back and forth, back and forth. And if we're being honest, we have words for children like these: disruptive, stubborn, poorly raised, attention seeking. But what if we're misreading the situation? What if the behavior isn't defiance or coping strategies? Let me tell you something I've learned in my many years as a medical doctor. The children we're fastest to label are often the ones who are trying the hardest just to cope. We quickly respond to things we can see. If a child's in a wheelchair, we build a ramp. If a child has a cast, we excuse him from sports. But when the difference lives inside the brain, in how sound is filtered, how language is processed, how emotions are regulated, we call it bad behavior. Because we cannot see the struggle doesn't mean it does not exist. In my clinic, I see the cost of that assumption. Children who begin to believe they are bad, parents who begin to believe they have failed. You see, I call that visibility bias. Let me tell you a story about a boy. I'll call him Yusuf. You see, Yusuf was 6. His school described him as problematic. He didn't sit still, he would often interrupt. He would sometimes hide under the desk when the classroom got too loud. One afternoon, his mother sat across from me, exhausted. She didn't start with complaints like we would, fever, cough. She started with guilt. Dr. Mims, what if I praised him poorly? And as a mother, that sentence stayed with me. Because you see, when you misunderstand a child, you often wound the mother too. And so off I go to Yusuf's school to observe him. The classroom was full that day, nearly 30 children. Again, fans were spinning, children were arguing. The teacher was giving out instructions. And then the bell rang. It was sudden, sharp, metallic. And Yusuf froze. His body crawled inward. His hands went straight to his ears. And his breathing became fast and shallow. You see, to Yusuf, that was not a routine signal. It was an explosion. What I saw was not defiance. What I saw was a nervous system in distress. Imagine if everyday sounds felt like fire alarms. Imagine if bright lights felt like insects inside your skull. Imagine if trying to learn felt like your body was under attack. How long before someone called you difficult? You see, Yusuf did not need harsher discipline, as many expected. He needed understanding. So what we did was we introduced transition warnings, we reduced sensory triggers, we allowed structured breaks. We taught him words for what his body was truly feeling, and something wonderful happened. The problematic child disappeared. See, Yusuf did not change. He didn't get fixed. He didn't learn to act normal. We changed. The environment changed, and that changed everything. Here's what I want you to remember. Behavior is communication. Whatever a child does, he is trying to communicate. Tantrums can be panic, silence can be overload, fidgeting can be regulation, and avoidance can be protection. When we label before we listen, we silence the voice, the ideas we have not yet understood. And children internalize that misunderstanding. I am too much. I am not enough. There's something wrong with me. And these feelings can linger beyond childhood. The World Health Organization estimates that 1 in 100 children are on the autism spectrum. We have many others living with ADHD, dyslexia, sensory processing difficulties, and other neurodevelopmental conditions. But statistics do not show lived experiences. They do not show you the girl who memorizes social interactions so that her confusion does not show, or the boy that is being punished daily for movements his body genuinely cannot suppress, or the girl who stops raising her hand, not because she doesn't know the answer, but because processing takes longer. Invisible does not mean uncommon. It means misunderstood. When misunderstanding is chronic, something subtle happens. Children begin to shrink. They shrink their curiosity, their creativity, their voice, because shrinking feels safer than being misunderstood. And when a child's nervous system doesn't feel safe, it does not learn, it survives. We say we want resilient children, but resilience is not built through shame. We say we want confident children, but confidence does not grow in an environment of constant criticism. What if the child you're trying to discipline today is the mind that will shape tomorrow? What if difference is not disruption, but potential you've not yet understood? I still think of Yusuf, a child once labeled as unmanageable. Today he's thriving. And I often wonder how many more Yusufs are sitting in classrooms today, and how many mothers lay awake late at night thinking that they have failed. How many children have quietly decided that being quiet is better than being misunderstood? So the next time you see a child who cannot sit still, who avoids eye contact, who acts too strongly, pause. Before you correct that behavior, try to understand what that behavior might be protecting. If we replace judgment with curiosity and we pause every now and then, we will protect futures, we'll protect trajectories, not by fixing the children, but by finally seeing them. Thank you.